Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite. So let's dive in.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kryptonite. Today, I am joined by Colton to go over some of the questions on this crazy market. How you doing, Colton?
Good. How you doing today, Boris?
Good. So let's dive in. I know you have a few questions. The market has been moving. I mean, we went up to 67 on the Bitcoin. It went down to 56. It's back up to 61. So it's moving like crazy, and we've seen the Shiba Inus and all those, take off.
Yeah.
It's
and you kind of hit that spot on. As I saw, Ethereum hit their, all-time high. For me, how would you consider, a newbie in this? Am I in position, to buy crypto? What would make me in position to buy crypto? What would you, say? Yes, you can afford crypto. You can take this risk, etc.
Well, I mean, the best is to, whenever there are dips, there are usually opportunities to buy in a little more. So that's usually the time where you want to buy in. You don't want to buy in whenever it's, going way up. Trying to catch the Shiba Inu train is probably a mistake some people are going to make. They might get lucky and it could go further up, but it could also have a big correction because you catch it too late. All the decisions, all the finances decision you make shouldn't be based on emotion. You need to have a gameplay, and you need to say, okay, I'm going to dedicate X amount of dollars every month to invest. And you do so on serious projects that are going somewhere, projects that are usually in the top 50, top 100. You might have one or two coins here or there that you say, maybe I'll invest, they're in the top 200 or 300. It's a more risky coin, but it's only like 2-3% of my total crypto portfolio. So that's okay to take some risk on a small amount. But for the majority, if you want to be here in the long run and you want to make money in the long run, you bet on serious projects. A little bit like with the stock market, you're going to say, you know what, if I want to make good money and I want to be here in the long term, I'm going to buy Apple, I'm going to buy Microsoft, I'm going to buy Boeing, I'm going to buy, those big companies that they have real potential. They're going somewhere, and you don't bet all your money on some unknown company that could go do a 30x, but could also go down to zero and you lose it all. Because in the long run, you want to gain money, but you want to also preserve the capital. You don't want to lose your capital. So betting on very risky projects such as Shiba Inu, for instance, SafeMoon, all those guys, even Doge, it could be very risky because if they go down to zero, you lose it all.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we have a portfolio playlist on here, but again, what someone has $5,000-$10,000. What do you think they should 5 to 10% down? What do you think someone would be comfortable putting in if they had $5,000 to $10,000?
Well, if you have $5,000 or $10,000, first of all, I would say, do you need that $10,000? Can you potentially be okay losing it? Because in any investment, whether it's the stock market or crypto, you have to realize that there's always the potential of a major crash or a big problem, and you don't want to be like, well, that was going to be, the down payment for a house, or that was going to be something very important, and I cannot afford to lose that money. So you need to be okay with that. Second of all, you need to have a long-term play. Investors that make lots of money or make good money, good return, they're long-term players. They're not, day traders.
Yeah.
Because in day trading, you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. It's a little bit like the guys that go to the casino. you hear the stories of this guy making, $1 million in one single day, at the roulette, but he didn't tell you all the other stories where he went, 20 times to the casino and lost, 50 grand every time he went.
Yeah.
So most people should always be long-term. They should say minimum, I'm in this thing for several years, maybe a decade, maybe several decades, depending also on how old you are and what's your goals, because that's a very important thing, is the goals. What are your goals? Your goals are not my goals. My goals are not your goals, because we don't have the same age. We don't have the same needs. We don't have necessarily the same amount of money that we're playing with.
Yep.
So, but people that want to make money in the long run, if they have, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000 DCA, first of all, dollar cost average, you don't have to put that whole $10,000 in crypto right away. I would probably put 2,000-3,000 like immediately, and I would keep 7,000, that I would DCA over the next several months. So if there are corrections, you take the opportunity of the dips. Every time there is a dip, you see the market going down, 5, 10, 15%. You're like, okay, now it's the time for me to buy in some more. So you wait for the dips to enter, and you do it over time. I don't think that's the reason why 401ks usually work pretty well, because people don't put in $100,000 or $200,000 in their 401k. They have to earn it, so it's spread over several years. So over several years, they're gonna put $5, $15, $20,000 a year, but they're gonna do it over several years. So as the market goes up or down, they're buying an average. But if they look at pretty much all portfolios, they are based on serious stocks, like we said, Apple or Microsoft or Amazon or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Over 10 years, over 20 years, they've made pretty substantial gains. Now, the difference with crypto is that you're going to see the same type of gains, but in probably a fraction of the years. But to think that you're going to become a millionaire overnight, in a matter of a few weeks, that's where people are not reasonable. They want to invest $5,000 and get $1 million, next week. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen unless maybe one or two lucky guys that bought, a specific one at the perfect time and it shoot through the moon. But for the majority of the crypto holders, they're going to make money over time. And I think Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy explained it best when he said, on the stock market, most of the time on average, you're looking at an 8% return a year. With Bitcoin or with cryptos in general, you're going to get about 200% a year, which is already huge. I mean, to make 200%, that means that you're going to be able to smash in a decade pretty much inside a year. So if you stay in crypto for 5 years, you're going to see the similar return as if you were in the stock market for 50 years. So it's going to be amazing. I mean, the returns are going to be pretty nice, but you have to understand that it still takes 5 years, 10 years for you to see very big returns on your investment. It's not going to happen on a month or two.
Yeah. And that kind of, piggybacks into my second question here. And, when you look at blogs, you look at other, YouTube influencers, etc., they always tell you, the newbies to do their homework. What does that really mean, Boris? What do you mean besides, looking at coins, seeing the dips, etc.? What other homework is there that we should be doing before we invest?
Well, the homework part, it's really don't just go invest into a crypto because one YouTuber told you, oh yeah, buy this one, buy Ethereum or buy Polygon. all the YouTubers are doing are giving you what they think is a great, potential, but at the end of the day, you're going to be the one investing. They're not taking any risks. You're the one taking the risks. So before you put in your money into a specific project, sometimes it might be a project you're a little familiar with. You've heard so much about it and you've seen it in a lot of different places. Some others you have never heard of. That's the first time you hear about it, and they tell you, oh yeah, it's going to 10x over the next 6 months. Well, let's see how let me see some, probably a few more other YouTubers, talking about it. After that, let's go see the actual website. Every single crypto out there has what's called a white paper, which is they explain the tokenomics of the crypto. They explain how they make money, what's the project all about. And then that's to make sense to you. I mean, if obviously you have something, a new coin based on video games, and it seems like, I'm reading articles online about it. Some of them are saying it's going to be a revolution. I see several YouTubers. I went onto the page that talks about how they make money. It has to make sense to you, because if it doesn't make sense, if it's a crypto that's, they claim they're going to save, animals in the world, and they barely explain how they're going to do it, and you're like, I don't think there is really any money into this. If it makes no sense, then even if one YouTuber said it's going to go to the moon, maybe you should listen to that advice. So doing the homework is doing some research. You need to find sources, and hopefully some serious sources, saying, hey, I think that, yes, we're looking at this project and it looks like a very solid project. Sometimes you might want to wait a few weeks, a few months before investing in it, and just monitor how the crypto is moving. If you see that it's been gaining and gaining, it's better to be slightly late to the party and still make good returns than to be super early and it turns out that it's going nowhere and you're just losing your money. So doing research, it's very, and doing your homework is very important, because whenever you purchase a business, it's called due diligence. You are inspecting everything in the business. You're making sure, how many clients do they have, how much money they made. I need to see last 3-year tax returns. Let me see their bank accounts. Let me see everything. Because before you purchase a company, other companies, do due diligence to make sure everything is good. So here it's the same. You don't want to be just betting money on a crypto. You want to be investing money in a crypto, which is very, very different. So once you really understand how it all works and you feel like the project has definitely great potentials, then you can say, okay, maybe now it's time for me to invest in this project. And once again, you can DCA, you can say, let me invest over time. I'll invest over a period of several months, because there could be pullbacks, and maybe I'll get some of those tokens at a better price than the ones I'm buying at first.
Okay, that makes sense. And, this next question, you kind of answered a little bit here, but, being, I'm still a newbie and watching videos and doing research, the one thing you hear most is diversify your portfolio. Boris, you help me out, but, for someone, who is brand new, how would you say to diversify your portfolio? How much percentage should I put here? XYZ, what should we do? Is there a link? Is there something out there, or is this, a gut feeling?
Well, I mean, you want to be diversified, because if you only play on one single coin, let's say you bought everything into Bitcoin, well, it's probably one of the safest projects to invest in, but at the same time, the returns are probably not going to be as good as some other projects. Like Ethereum is right behind Bitcoin, but it will definitely go higher faster than Bitcoin. but you still want to hold some Bitcoin, you want to hold some Ethereum, and then you want to have some other altcoins. I think a good mix is 5 to 10. You want to diversify anywhere between 5 and 10. You don't want to be over diversified where you have too many coins. If you have like 20, 30, 50 coins, because one, it's going to be hard to follow and realize like which one am I making money, which one am I not. And so you could be over diversified, but a good number is usually 5 to 10. And you want to have a mix of different things. You can have some layer ones, such as the Ethereum or Polkadot or Solana. So some of the layer one type cryptos. You could have some projects like you believe in. If you like video games, you have Engine. It's a pretty decent, pretty good coin. So Engine might be one you want to invest in. There are some that are based on DeFi, decentralized finance, such as Aave or Synthetics. And so you might want to invest in some of those. So it's good to have coins that are a little bit different. If you buy nothing but layer one protocols, which are the main blockchains, basically like Polkadot, Ethereum, Solana, then you're only really in blockchain. So yes, you're on different blockchains, but you're not as diversified as you could be. It's like buying stocks that are nothing but tech stocks. All you bought was Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, and you're like, okay, maybe you need to be diversified a little bit in energy, maybe in transportation, maybe in food, so that's where the diversification is. It's not just only putting money into the top projects or putting money only in one category of coins. You want to be diversified in the type of coins that they are or that what they represent. So that's what I would usually do. But especially when you're starting up, the best is to go for 5, 10 coins max. Okay. After that, it's going to be very hard to track, and you might be missing whenever you need to sell or whenever you need to buy more or whatever, because you have too many things to follow.
Okay, that makes sense. And, from my side, Boris, that's it today. I really appreciate all the information that you gave me. If you'd like to add anything else, feel free. But from my side, I'm done for today.
Yeah, just, whenever watching the market, everybody should keep a cool head and see the market and realize like, okay, it's moving way up or it's taking a correction. Don't panic and don't, FOMO in either, thinking like, oh my God, it's going up. Maybe it's that, Bitcoin just went up $5,000. Oh, it's going to go up to 100,000, maybe over the next week or two. I need to put in all my money right now. No, just keep a cool head on things, because there are always moments where it goes way up, moment where it corrects. And if you have a long-term play, then you don't care so much, because if you are in for the next 5 years in the market, why does it matter that it's going up or down 5%? It won't make that big of a difference, 5 years from now, because 5 years from now, Bitcoin might be at, who knows, 250,000, $500,000. So whether you bought the Bitcoin at 61,000 or you bought it at 65,000 isn't going to make really any real difference. So don't panic sell, don't panic buy, just keep a cool head, have a plan. That's, I think, the most important thing is have a plan. Decide that you can afford to invest X amount every month and do that investment once a month. Do it at a time where there is a dip so that you can buy more at a slightly better price, and keep that plan for several years. Don't try to rush it and try to make things happen in an extremely short period of time.
That makes sense. Yes, sir. And one thing I would like to say is, we can't provide, any financial advice, but we do have a portfolio playlist. Feel free to watch that. Boris, I put $1,000 in there. You can see how Boris diversified my portfolio for me. Again, we cannot provide any financial advice, but you can kind of see how we did it and maybe do your own thing from there.
Yes. Thank you, Colton.
Thank you, Boris.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time on another video of Kryptonite. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.